Good evening, people. Welcome back to Daily Red Devil for all of your latest Manchester United transfer news and talk. I hope everyone is doing well on this Wednesday evening. We've got another massive show to bring you guys today. But before we jump into that, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I want to say a special shout out to every single one of you in this community. We have just hit 20,000 subscribers, which is absolutely incredible. And thank you so much to every single one of you. We only started this channel in the end of May, early June this year, and to be already on 20,000 subscribers, honestly, it's beyond my wildest dreams. It really, really is. We just do this because we love football. We love Manchester United, and the community we've built in such a small amount of time is honestly absolutely unbelievable. So big ups to every single one of you. I really, really do appreciate you all. So yeah, but back to football. I thought it was important to get that in there though, because I do honestly appreciate every single one of you. I love speaking to you every single day. We have lots to talk about tonight. We really, really do. There's a story coming out apparently saying that the takeover is close for Qatar. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk a little bit about Harry Maguire as well. Apparently, Harry Maguire does not want to leave the club. He has been speaking in an interview on England duty. We've got a bit of information about what happened with his potential transfer to West Ham in the summer. We'll be talking about that. And we're also going to be talking about a race for a striker. Now, this is a striker we have spoken about in the past quite a lot. Somebody who I absolutely love at Manchester United, and I would love for him to come. We will talk about that in a minute. Lots of other stuff to get involved, lots of other stuff to get into as well. Do get involved in the comment section, get involved in the live chat. Let me know your thoughts on everything we discuss on today's show, and let's get straight on into it. So let's start off with this striker story. Now, this is coming out from a couple of different journalists in the UK this afternoon, saying that Manchester United are looking to enter the race to sign Ivan Toney in January. Brentford are apparently asking for £60 million for the Brentford striker. Now, I want you guys to let me know your thoughts on Ivan Toney. Would you like to see him at Manchester United? Obviously, he has been banned for the last 8 months from a gambling charge. He was ultimately betting on football matches. He wasn't betting against himself, I don't think. He was betting on other teams, just random accumulators and stuff, which does seem a little bit contradictory, when they've got Hollywood Bets as their main sponsor on the front of the Brentford shirt, but yet footballers aren't allowed to bet on other teams. It's a bit strange. I get it if it's like betting on yourself to get a yellow card, but they're literally advertising gambling on their shirts, but yet if they gamble themselves, they get an 8-month ban. It's a little bit confusing. Obviously that is the rules though, so I'm not saying that they should be allowed to gamble. I just don't really get the link where you're literally throwing gambling in front of footballers' eyes. It's on their shirt. But yet they're not allowed to do it. Anyway, he's been banned for 8 months. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section, would you like to see Ivan Toney at Manchester United? Obviously, Arsenal are also interested in him. So are Chelsea. He had a really good season last year. That's one thing to add to this topic. He had an incredible season last year, I think it's safe to say. £60 million though. It's a lot of money. It is. Obviously, we paid that for Rasmus Højlund. Rasmus Højlund's 20 years of age. Ivan Toney is 27. It's quite a big difference. And is he going to be the same player after not playing football for 8 months? That's the question mark that I have over Ivan Toney. If this was, 12 months ago and he hadn't had the gambling charge, I would have been really, really excited about this signing. But the one thing that worries me a little bit about Ivan Toney is he going to be able to replicate his form of last season after not playing football for 8 months? That's the question mark for me. Last season, he got 20 goals and 4 assists in 33 matches. So he had an unbelievable season last year. Really, really, really good stats there from Ivan Toney. Obviously, he got into the England squad and all the rest of it. I think he would be a good addition, I do. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know in the live chat. Would you like to see Ivan Toney at Manchester United? Johnny says, I'd rather wait for Evan Ferguson. I would be interested in Evan Ferguson. I think he would be an unbelievable player. But the question mark with Evan Ferguson is, how much money do you think, what are they called? Brighton would want for Ivan Toney? Probably absolutely ridiculous amounts of money, I think. But let me know what you guys think. Who would you go for? What would be your dream signing? I definitely do think we need another striker. Yes, Rasmus Højlund has hit the ground running. Yes, Rasmus Højlund has been good so far. Yes, I think he's going to be the striker for us for the next 10 plus years. I have no doubt about that. But Manchester United over the years have always had 2 strikers, whether it's been someone like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who's been kind of the B striker, the backup striker. We've always had a good second striker. So we can balance the workload, balance the pressure, because goals win football matches. We all know that. We've been really struggling to get goals this season. Yes, we got a couple of goals against Brentford, but they were, last minute, last kick of the game type goals. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Sanja says he is already 27. Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it, with Ivan Toney? He's 27 years of age. He had an incredible year last year. But then if you rewind to the season before that, he got 12 goals in 33 matches. That's a goal every 3 games, roughly, which is okay. I wouldn't say that's that great, though, is it? 12 goals in 33 Premier League matches. Like, I don't think that's worth 60 million for me personally. And is he going to replicate his 20-goal season, or is he going to be more of like a 12-goal a season type player? That's the question mark for me with Ivan Toney. Obviously, in the Championship, he absolutely destroyed it, but that was the Championship. The year before that, getting 31 goals and 10 assists in 45 matches. It's ultimately a goal or an assist every game. But that is in the Championship, and we know that he's far above the Championship level. So that's kind of obvious, isn't it, that he's above the Championship? But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Should Manchester United enter the race for Ivan Toney? That's what journalists in the UK are reporting this afternoon. Right, let's crack on with the rest of the show, though. Keep getting your comments in, keep getting your thoughts in, and I will read out some questions and stuff in a little bit from now. Right, let's move over to this story about the takeover. Now, this is coming out from the person on Twitter. He's got 700,000 followers. He's a sports journalist and writer in Qatar. He writes for 2 or 3 different Qatar-based media outlets, all of which, I mean, one of them has nearly 2.5 million followers. All of it's in Arabic, but it's obviously been translated. And he is reporting this afternoon that the Qatar takeover of Manchester United is now very close to completion. Obviously, we had the story a couple of weeks ago that apparently Sir Jim Ratcliffe had put in a new bid of 25% for £1.5 billion, and that Qatar were not willing to increase their bid. I don't know what's going on here. Obviously, whenever the international break comes around, we constantly get more takeover stories. It seems to be the trend of the international break. Obviously, there's no football to talk about, so there's always stuff coming out about the takeover. The same journalist is also coming out in the last 20 minutes saying that Sheikh Jassim is now on the brink of taking over Manchester United. Again, a Qatari-based journalist. We've had lots of other Qatar-based journalists come out with similar stuff in the past, which had ended up not being true. I know some people in the chat had done some deep diving into, the rules around media in Qatar and pointed out that apparently it's illegal to spread fake news in Qatar. I don't know. Obviously, I don't live in Qatar, so I don't know personally. I don't know what the rules are with whether news can be allowed or not, and what the circumstances are. But I still do think that it looks like Qatar will get the club, I think. I'd be very surprised if they don't at this point. Obviously, it's just a waiting game. It's just a matter of time. Tom says, Kieran, do you really think Qatar will take over? I think they will, yeah. I think what will happen is, I think it will get announced quite soon that they've accepted their bid. But then I think the process will drag on and on and on and on. And I think what will happen is that the Glazers will say that they're the preferred bidder, but they'll say that they want to squeeze a little bit more money out of them. That's what I think is going to happen. I think that screams the Glazers all over. They'll announce them as the preferred bidder. All the fans will get excited. And then the Glazers will play on Sheikh Jassim's heartstrings and say, right, you can see the fans want you. We want a little bit more money. And I think then they will. I think they will get it done. I think it's just a matter of a matter of when, not if for me. It's just going to be a case of waiting it out like it always is. Let's see what else people are saying in the chat. Ansar says, I would like to see Calvert-Lewin at Manchester United. Now, I've never seen that name linked to Manchester United in recent years, to be honest. I don't think so for me personally, but obviously, if you would like Calvert-Lewin, that is up to you. That's completely fine. Not for me personally. I don't think Calvert-Lewin is good enough for Manchester United. He's got a terrible injury record. So yeah. Daz says, is it as close as last year? Who knows, mate? Who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, right, what we try and do on this channel is we bring you guys the news and then we discuss it as a community, and we try and get to the bottom of it, Until it comes out from Manchester United itself, none of this can be 100% true, can it? Until literally you get that club statement saying that the club has been sold or that the club is in the process of being sold, we can't really believe anything, can we? We just have to make up our own decisions on it. We know that throughout the week we've been hearing that David Beckham was going to be part of the Qatar bid and that he'd been offered a job and that he was going to be the face of it and the ambassador, which I think a lot of the fan base were very excited about, me included. I love David Beckham. He's one of my favourite Manchester United players from my kind of generation, growing up in the 90s. I love David Beckham, and I would love for him to be involved in the club in some capacity. We know that David Beckham has very close ties to Qatar, helping them get the World Cup last year. And we know that David Beckham has, in my opinion, a good track record in recent years of helping develop football clubs with what he's done with Inter Miami, the club he owns, obviously bringing Messi there, Busquets there, Jordi Alba there, amongst other players. And really, that club has gone absolutely mad, hasn't it? I've seen season tickets for that club are like £5,000 now, and they were like $400 a year ago. Like, it's gone crazy. So I would love for David Beckham to be involved in some capacity. But let me know what you guys think about that. Obviously, nothing is 100% until we get the club statement. Lumen says, Kieran, how is this takeover affecting you personally? Would you prefer the talks to stop once and for whatever it's Qatar or Glazers staying or whatever? I'll be honest with you, Lumen. Thanks for the question and thanks for asking how I am with it all. I'm pretty chilled about it now. Like, obviously, I want the Glazers out. There's no doubt about that. But I have this feeling inside that they will go, because I had this a bit of an epiphany in the summer where I really spent a couple of weeks like just thinking about it and thinking about it from a Manchester United fan perspective and looking at it more from a business perspective, looking at what Sir Jim Ratcliffe was offering and looking at the structure of Manchester United and of the bids. And if you actually think about it, right, actually deep dive into the two bids, what Sheikh Jassim is offering is far greater than what Sir Jim Ratcliffe was offering. Now, I'm not talking about from a footballing perspective here. We know from a footballing perspective it is. But from a financial package for the Glazers, to be given £5 billion and all of your debt cleared as well, that is unbelievable. It's ridiculous. He's valuing the club at way over £6 billion, isn't he, that way? Because obviously £5 billion for the club, and then he's also going to have to clear the debt, which is around £1 billion. The Glazers aren't going to get that type of offer again, I don't think. And if they sell 25% of it to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, that just weakens their hand, because anybody will tell them that if that happens, the fans are going to be unhappy. The performances aren't going to suddenly get better just because Sir Jim Ratcliffe buys 25%. We need so much money invested into this club. £2 billion for a stadium, probably £500 million on the infrastructure of, the playing squad. Probably £500 million around Carrington. God knows how much money we need to spend on our scouts, on our coaches, on our fitness department. Like, everything needs to be changed. And I mean literally everything. So I think that when you actually look at it from a black and white perspective, from a financial business perspective, the two things that are being offered here are completely different. Just a quick one. Thank you so much to Fred, who has just done a super chat. Fred says, congratulations, Kieran. Keep up the good work and build the dream. Thank you so much, Fred. And thank you for joining us every single day for these shows. I really, really do appreciate it. And big ups to everybody in the chat this evening, showing all of the support for reaching 20,000 subscribers today. Unbelievable achievement. I'm so, so happy with that. And I'm so happy to share this achievement with every single one of you in this community today. If you are new here today, please do subscribe and please do smash a like on the video. I don't know what the next goal is. I guess it's 21,000. I guess we just work in small steps. So let's see how quickly we can hit 21,000 subscribers. I'm going to be completely honest with you, right, guys? I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to make up anything here. When I started this channel, I had absolutely no goals or hopes for it whatsoever. My goal was to find like-minded Manchester United fans, create a community, and speak every single day consistently. I think I've missed 1 or 2 days in the last 6 months where I've had other, very serious things going on outside of football and outside of this, but just to have a place where we could come every single day and speak as a community, discuss all things Manchester United, and we've done that, we've achieved that. So to be on 20,000 subscribers in probably, we started at the beginning of June. What's that, July? I don't know off the top of my head. My maths isn't that great. Maybe 4 months, 5 months tops to be on 20,000 subscribers. Honestly, it's beyond my wildest dreams. So big ups to every single one of you. I do really, really appreciate all of you. And big ups to Fred for the super chat. Anybody who is joining late as well, as I mentioned earlier on in the show, to celebrate 20,000 subscribers, you can become a member of the Daily Red Devil Members Club for only 99p today. Usually it's like $3.99, but for 1 day only, I'm doing it for 99p. So if you do want to show some support, Godfrey says, Kieran, keep up the good work. What do you think is stopping Erik ten Hag from playing nice football? Thank you for the support, Godfrey. To be honest, mate, I think the issue is with Erik ten Hag is I think that he doesn't have the right players. I think Anthony fits his system. I think obviously Martinez does. I was looking at the last couple of games, right? Why is Onana kicking it long? Everyone, me included, I was slagging off Onana. I said, why the hell have we bought Onana? He can't even play a short pass. We can see why he's not playing a short pass, because his best defenders are not in the team, are they? Think of the team that started on Saturday, right? You had who was at left back? Lindelof at left back. You had Maguire, Johnny Evans, and Dalot as the back four. None of those four players are our best defenders. No wonder that Onana's kicking it long. You know, you can't trust Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans to play, you know, beautiful football playing it out from the back. So Erik ten Hag has just had to resort back to basics again. We are showing glimmers of what could be. We are showing little glimpses of what Manchester United could be under this Erik ten Hag style of football. But I think it's going to take years. Arteta, it's taken him 4 years to get to where he is now. Remember that, right? Arteta is now only challenging for titles. Yes, he supposedly challenged last year, but did he really? He was top for most of the season and then they bottled it. They had it in their grasp and they didn't have the power to do it, and they finished 5 points behind Man City. And I think it was pretty comfortable for Man City at the end of it, to be honest. And I think that what I'm trying to get across here is, guys, we've got to be patient with Erik ten Hag. It's going to take time. It's not immediate. And I think that he's probably 3 or 4 players away from being in a position to play his style of football. And when I say 3 or 4 players, I mean whilst also having his best team available. I mean Luke Shaw, Martinez, Varane, Wan-Bissaka. Like, none of those players played on Saturday. You know, having Casemiro, Amrabat, and all the rest of the people up front all gelling and working together. I think he's got a lot of work to do, and I think we just have to be patient with that. But let me know what you guys think about that one. How far away are Manchester United and Erik ten Hag from playing fast, fluent football? Now, I've got a bit of a topic to bring to you guys on the show this evening. I do like to get people's opinions and see what people are thinking. So there's a report coming out this afternoon that apparently the new owners of Manchester United, it doesn't say who they're going to be, but it says they're expected to decide on whether to rebuild Old Trafford for an estimated cost of £2 billion or upgrade the current ground for an estimated cost of £1 billion. Now, I wanted to ask this to you guys today. What would you rather do? So option 1, rebuild Old Trafford, so a new stadium, a new Old Trafford for £2 billion, or upgrade Old Trafford, so fix the roof. I mean, obviously fixing the roof is the bare minimum. Make Old Trafford itself beautiful again, okay? Make it state of the art, but also keep the same kind of structure as what's already there. What would you rather do? Let me know in the live chat what your thoughts are, and also let me know in the comment section. For me personally, you know what? I quite like the idea of having 2 stadiums. I said this in the summer. I would love the idea, right, of keeping Old Trafford exactly how it is. Obviously, fix the roof. Keep Old Trafford right there. But then build another stadium. If anybody's been to Old Trafford here, there's loads of space around Old Trafford to build this new stadium. Plop another stadium right next to it, right? Keep Old Trafford. Maybe make it a little bit smaller, the original Old Trafford, and let that be the stadium for the women's team, the under-21s. You know, have a 30, 40, 50,000 capacity stadium that's Old Trafford, that's still there, still has its history, it's untouched, beautiful. Have that there. And then right next to it, have a state-of-the-art stadium. That's what I would do. I think that would be a great idea. It's kind of like what Man City have. Obviously, they have the Etihad, where the first team play, and then they also have another stadium directly next door to it where their women's team play and the under-21s play. Because I know a lot of the people here today are only focused on the men's game. I get that, but the women's game needs to have attention as well. And the fact that the Manchester United women don't have their own stadium, the fact that the under-21s don't have their own stadium, I think it's an absolute disgrace, to be honest with you. And I think that, you know, my idea of having 2 stadiums, keeping Old Trafford and building a new one next to it would allow for the past, but also allow for the future. You know, you could have that history still there. People could still come over and do the museum tours. People could still get to walk on the pitch. But then it could also still be used for the women's team and the under-21s. But let me know what you think of my idea. If you disagree, let me know in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about that. That was my idea anyway. Obviously, some of you might disagree. That's completely fine. Let's see what people have said. Groovemaster says we should upgrade and spend £1 billion on transfers. Yeah, I mean, that is another option, isn't it? That always is something we could look at. What else have we got? Yeah, Florian's agreeing with me. He says new stadium and keep Old Trafford, make it more of a museum and training state-of-the-art facilities. Yes, I definitely agree. Irvin says, Kieran, can you see Erik ten Hag being a top manager like Sir Alex Ferguson in 10 years' time? Regardless, as Man United manager or at another club, in my honest opinion, he doesn't have that image. I think it's too early to pass judgment for me on Erik ten Hag. I think he has all of the characteristics to be the right manager and to be a world-class manager. But I think the thing with Erik ten Hag is he needs the right system around him. He needs the right infrastructure. And I honestly think this, right, that if he doesn't get the right infrastructure, I don't think Erik ten Hag will succeed personally at any club in world football. I think I would say the same for Pep Guardiola, though. I mean, Pep Guardiola walked into Barcelona. They had Messi. They had all of these unbelievable players. He walked into Bayern Munich, who had unbelievable players. He's gone to Manchester City with an open checkbook and one of the best directors of football that's out there. Whereas Erik ten Hag's walked into a club that's in absolute disarray. The stadium's falling apart. Everybody hates the owners. We don't have a director of football. Anybody who makes decisions at the club are bankers. No wonder he struggled. So my answer to that is a double-winded one. I think that he has all of the characteristics to be a world-class manager, but I think he is also relying on having the proper infrastructure around him. I don't think he's a complete magician where he could walk into Manchester United in its current form and, get us winning trebles and things like that. I don't think so personally, but I genuinely don't think any manager in world football could do that with this current set of players, with this current structure, and with the current owners. That's just my opinion. Let me know if you disagree, or let me know if you do agree. I just wanted to give a quick mention as well. Everyone was asking me in the chat earlier about this behind closed doors game that we played yesterday. So for anybody who was unaware, Manchester United played a football match yesterday. Everyone's thinking, what? Where? At Carrington, Manchester United beat Barnsley 3-0 in a behind closed doors friendly. The idea was to obviously bring people in who were on the brink of coming back. So people like Amad Diallo, people like Reguilon, etc., etc. So Manchester United won 3-1. Apparently Donny van de Beek started and scored. Anthony also played. He's obviously been dropped from the Brazilian team because of the whole allegations from an ex-partner thing. But the only downside to this story, obviously 3-0 and giving youth a chance is great, and it's good experience, good match fitness, and Donny van de Beek scoring, that's always a positive, is that Kobbie Mainoo apparently was supposed to play, but it was deemed too early by the coaches because of his injury. So we were hoping that that Kobbie Mainoo would get some game time yesterday. He didn't get any. So yeah, that's a little bit disappointing for him. I'm really, really hoping that Kobbie Mainoo comes in and has his breakthrough season. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. John says, Qatar support Hamas and Palestine financially. Does this matter as far as the takeover is concerned? I've got no idea, to be honest with you, mate. No idea whatsoever. I don't know enough about... There's someone banging at the door quite aggressively. I don't know what they want. Do I answer the door? Let me know in the chat. If they bang one more time, I probably should go. All right, they've given up. Someone was banging at the door really aggressively. Is it Amazon? Maybe. Anyway, let's crack on with the rest of the show. That's thrown me off a bit now. I assume it's Amazon. It usually is Amazon, isn't it? Who bang on the door and then leave the parcel and run away. Right, let's crack on with the rest of the show. We've got lots to get into. We've got about 10 minutes left. Everybody who's just joined, please do smash a like on the video and don't forget to subscribe as well. We've just hit our like target, so I'm going to get a poll going. And the question is going to be for you guys. What would you rather do? New stadium plus keep Old Trafford. That's me. All right, hold on, guys. I'm just getting a poll up for you. Do make sure to smash a like and subscribe. Brand new stadium. Redevelop Old Trafford. Right, so the poll is set up. Thank you to everyone who's liked the video. We have hit our like target, so I have now set up a poll. And the question is, what would you rather do? Brand new stadium or redevelop Old Trafford? Let me know your reasons for what decision you picked in the comment section and in the live chat, and I will come back and look at every one of them. So Rob Dawson has also been talking a little bit about the takeover today, and Rob Dawson has said criticism doesn't work on the Glazers. They only care when it financially impacts them. And we all knew that. I mean, he's not really said anything that we didn't know. The Glazers don't care about the football. They don't care about the results. They don't care about angry fans. They don't care about protests. They care about money in their pocket. They're business people, right? And you know what? I'll say this. If you take all emotion away from supporting Manchester United, all emotion away from being a Man United fan, the Glazers have done an incredible job. They have. Obviously, this is me talking from a business perspective. They bought a club on debt. They haven't spent a penny of their own money. And now they're getting offers for £5 billion and someone willing to pay off all of their debt as well. I mean, just picture that for a second, right? Imagine if you're a business person, right? You go to a bank, you borrow the money against the business that you're about to buy. So you don't even spend your own money. You then don't spend a penny of your own money to even start the business or to, you know, to recruit staff or to do marketing. Most businesses don't turn a profit for 5 years. The Glazers were making money from day one because they didn't spend a penny of their own money. Now, after however many years, they're getting offers for 5 billion. I mean, as much as we hate them, yeah, I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? It really, really is. Obviously, I am a Manchester United fan, so I despise them. I dislike them. But from a business perspective, they've absolutely smashed it, haven't they? They've done an incredible job. And that's why they employ finance people. That's why we don't have a proper director of football. That's why we're in the position we are in, because all of our decisions are based on commercial value. It's based on signing players who will supposedly sell shirts or bring them in new kit deals. You know, you think of the Ronaldos, you think of Di Maria's, Lukaku's, all of these people, they're big name players. And it's just a joke, isn't it? It really, really is. Right, let's see what else we had planned for the show. Let's talk a little bit about Harry Maguire, because he has been speaking ahead of England's qualifiers. And I wanted to bring this into the show because I think, you know what? I don't think Harry Maguire is good enough for Manchester United, but I will say this. And you're going to all laugh at me, but it's fine. Obviously, everybody's entitled to their opinions here. I actually think at this moment in time, we desperately need Harry Maguire. Because when we bought him from Leicester, he wasn't a bad player. Let's all be honest. I know he's a laughing stock now. Everyone laughs at him. Everyone makes memes about him. But when we bought him from Leicester, he was a good player. A couple of years ago, he was in the team of the tournament for the Euros when England nearly won it. He is a good centre-back, right? Yes, he's been poor for the last season or two. But at this moment in time, we've got an injury-prone Rafael Varane. We've got, I would even go as far as saying at the moment, on the edge of being an injury-prone Rafael Varane. Alessandro Martinez, right? I think we need Maguire. I do. So he has been speaking a little bit about what happened with his transfer to West Ham. And he said that apparently Manchester United and West Ham didn't actually ever agree a fee. And that's why the deal didn't happen. So it wasn't all Harry Maguire's fault. It wasn't him who decided he didn't want to go. And maybe he was, you know, misquoted, I don't know, but he's been speaking as always. He does like to speak, though. That's the one thing I will say about Harry Maguire. He likes to speak up for himself, doesn't he? I think the thing that kind of ruined it for me and Maguire was when he said he didn't need to prove himself. Maybe that was taken out of context. The short of it is, apparently Harry Maguire wants to stay at Manchester United. He wants to prove himself and he doesn't want to leave. He wants to fight for his place. And you know what? I'll say this. I would say that Harry Maguire's got a good chance of starting for Manchester United now. I would. Rafael Varane literally is injured. Plays one game, is injured for 3 games. Plays one game, is injured for 3 games. It's the same thing over and over again with Rafael Varane. Yes, he's world class when he plays, but he's probably only going to play about 2 games a month at the rate he's going. Martinez is out for 3 months. Varane, Maguire is our starting centre-back, whether you like it or not. And he needs to... I'm more than happy for him to come in and play, as long as he does a good job. And I'll say this, right? Against Brentford on Saturday, he was decent. Yes, Brentford parked the bus. Now my dog's going crazy as well. I don't know what's going on downstairs. Maybe I'm getting burgled. We've had the banging at the door for the last half an hour, and now we've got the dog going crazy. I'm not sure what's going on. I probably should go and check it out. I might be getting burgled, so I don't know what's going on. The dog's going crazy, and someone was banging at the door. I'm sure it's all right. I don't want to scare people. But I am going to wrap the video up and go and see what's going on downstairs. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined, who's become a member and all the rest of it today. Thank you to all the people who've done the super chats. Please do make sure to smash a like on the video before you go. Please do subscribe to the channel before you leave. I'm going to go and see why the dog is barking and see why this person is still banging on my door. Yeah. Thank you so much to everybody. I'll catch you all later. I'll be back at 8:30 a.m. UK time, a new time going forward. It's going to be 8:30 a.m. Going on forward because obviously the times have changed and all the rest of it. I'm just going to read out the poll results quickly. So 52% of you want a brand new stadium and 48% of you want us to redevelop Old Trafford. So it's pretty equal at the moment. And you know, I've said my opinion on it. I think we build a new stadium, keep Old Trafford, use Old Trafford for the women's team, and also use Old Trafford as a museum and for the under-21s. Big ups to everybody. Please do smash a like. Please do subscribe on your way out. And thank you so much again for helping us as a community to hit 20,000 subscribers within the first 5 months of doing the channel. I'll speak to you all at 8:30 tomorrow. Have a nice evening. I'm going to go and see what the dog wants. Peace out. Speak later.